done, Rich? Fixing that? Okay. Dallas, you ready? I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call of Alderman.
Alderman Hazel.
Here.
Alderman Kinsella. Here. Alderman Pusa. Here. Alderman Bittner.
Here.
Alderman Randall.
Here.
Alderman Tyler.
Here.
Alderman Anthony. Here. Alderman Ovian. Here. Alderman Silsby.
Here.
Alderman Dentelman.
Here.
Alderman Seibert.
Here.
Alderman White.
Here.
Alderman Galetti. Alderman Elmore.
Here.
Alderman Wigington.
Here.
Alderman Musgrove.
Here. Alderman Galetti called and asked to be excused. Roll call of department heads.
City Treasurer Hart.
Here.
City Attorney Horner.
Here.
Police Chief Clay.
Here.
Fire Chief Poor.
Here.
Ken Vaughn.
Here.
Royce Carlisle.
Here.
Jamie Matrit. Tim Gregowitz. Jim Schneider. Leander Spearman. Anissa McCaskill. Chuck Schaefer. Debbie Belleville. Bob Sable.
Everybody's here. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, let me remind everybody that this meeting is being recorded. We have a video tape of the meeting that's shown on Charter. I think on Wednesdays it's shown each week and maybe another time. And we also have this recorded for audio purposes that we're required to. So aldermen and guests, if I do call on you to speak in public participation, or aldermen, if you make comment, please speak into the microphones. Also, we have no public hearing this evening. I'm about to open public participation, and just let me remind you, when you do speak, wait till I call on you. Come to the center microphone, give your name, and please keep your comments to 2 to 3 minutes. We'd prefer it be on the matters at hand on the agenda. It's just fair that we try to move things along and not get into topics that are world or county or state issues that we can't address here. So at this time, I will open public participation. Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Lillian Schneider, 219 Kansas Avenue.
You can raise that if you like. Yeah.
First of all, where's our hotels? I don't see any of you just laughing like you all have been. Okay, now to get to the main thing. The mayor's flower shop has been using the cooler way too much. It is becoming a habit. At first few times is okay, but to make a habit of this is wrong. The cooler is parked in the loading and unloading zone. What now gets used for the loading and unloading zone? It shouldn't be the parking lot, or the parking spot, I should say, or the street. It is time to get a permanent cooler inside and stop making a profit on the taxpayers. No other businesses use the street. You know you will be needing a cooler again. Buy a permanent one and put it inside the building and stop using the public street.
Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Alicia Bradley, Ward 2. Good evening. I just wanted to speak on item 11B3 on the agenda, the motion to approve the property transfer agreement with Lindenwood. When I saw this on the agenda, it wasn't clear what it was covering. I sent out several emails today, and I want to thank you all for getting back to me before the meeting. We want to thank you all for your service, and we know that as elected officials, due diligence is the oath that was taken. So as tax-paying citizens and vested homeowners, we are asking who should we contact regarding the questions we have regarding our property and the values, the depreciation of the property values from our home from 2007 compared to 2016, and the home appraisals. We can find out how can we find out how the properties were assessed that Lindenwood was allowed to purchase or have been donated. We thank you again for your services, but we somehow do not see how these practices are fair. If we have issues, we have to come to several hearings, courts, and it has taken several months. But somehow when it seems that Lindenwood needs something done or the city needs Lindenwood to allow them to do something, it gets resolved fairly easy. And we just want to see fair practices and to continue moving forward. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Good evening. I'm Gloria Crowder, 18 Crestwood Court, Belleville, and I have some concerns, well, not concerns, but some clarity, and this will be on 11D-1. Motion to approve an ordinance approving the discontinuance and abolishment of Belleville Township and the transfer of all the rights, powers, duties, assets, property, liabilities, obligations, and responsibilities of Belleville Township to the city of Belleville. First of all, we would like some clarity, in other words, to simplify the language on what does discontinuance and abolishment of Belleville Township, what does that look like? I'm a visual person.
Okay.
So, if you could simplify it for us. Also, what rights did Belleville Township have that would be transferred to the city of Belleville?
Okay.
What powers of the township, besides serving approximately 41 citizens in need, will the city of Belleville take on? What duties did the Belleville Township have? Will the city of Belleville obtain all assets such as cash, appropriations, and cash reserves? If so, what is the dollar value the city would gain access to from the Belleville Township? What property will the city of Belleville obtain from the Belleville Township? And will citizens get a voice in the possible sale and transfer of such properties? What liabilities will the city of Belleville assume from the Belleville Township? What obligations and responsibilities will the city of Belleville assume from the township? Who will perform these duties within the city Department of Employees? Why did it take this long to abolish the township if the purpose was deemed unnecessary and wasteful? How will this abolishment affect those who live within the township? And I'm one of the citizens, just, for clarification. But not least, what possible changes could the city of Belleville and township citizens face after the abolishment in the near future, or what are possible long-term impacts for all citizens?
Okay.
Could I give it a quick stab?
Well, let's don't answer here. We're going to have some discussion when we get to that item on the agenda and some explanation, and then we'll have opportunity then to
We're going to
address it.
provide the exact same services at a reduced cost and
Okay.
save the taxpayers money with the exact same services. Absolutely nothing changes.
Okay.
The same clients get taken care of, and so do the organizations that are benefiting from the township. No changes, just saving a few bucks. That's the
Okay.
simplest way to put it.
Okay, we'll talk.
Thank
further,
you,
Gloria. Okay.
thank you.
All righty. Anyone else this evening? Yes, sir.
Michael Hagberg. In a BND article this weekend, it was quoted that property values in the Lindenwood area are going up, up, up. I just want to say that if you haven't done the research to look at other people's property taxes, I looked at the property taxes of every elected official standing before me today. Last year, not a single one of you saw your property values go up. As a matter of fact, since 2011, there hasn't been 1 year where one elected official has seen an increase in their property values. And if you think you're wrong and your property has gone up, please go talk to the county assessor and get your property properly assessed. Other than that, every single one of you have seen a decrease in property values every single year, not going up, up, up. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Diane Rogie. Tonight I'd like to address our 16 elected public officials about our cafeteria style of ordinance enforcement. We pick and choose who must comply and who doesn't, and that's unacceptable. My first example, last month at the housing meeting, I spoke about vehicles parked on the grass. We have an ordinance against that. There are several Lindenwood vehicles in our block currently parked on grass, or what used to be grass. It's now dirt on most cases. I reported this the first time before the last month's meeting. Tonight, these vehicles are still parked in the same place. Nothing's been done. Yet a block and a half away, down 20th Street, a tax-paying resident was just given a violation for having a camper shell in his front yard. This is unacceptable. You can't pick and choose. If the ordinance is worth having, then it's an ordinance for everybody. My second example is we're currently hot and heavy on the owner of the Rob Nora Apartments to comply over violations about fire safety. According to the mayor at the police and fire meeting, after May 1st, we're going to take them on in court. Lindenwood was instructed by the Illinois State Fire Marshal to install sprinklers in their homes. So we gave them 2 years to comply, 2 years to be unsafe. Rob Nora didn't get that much time, but we gave them 2 years. On top of that, no deadline's been set. There's no deadline. It's like open-ended. Nobody said, okay, on this date, you have to have those sprinkler systems in. Nothing's been done. I bet Rob Nora could have used a couple years to do that. Example number 3, I've had to call in 3 times in the last month over the trash in the houses. And they pile up. Lindenwood houses on our block, and there's nobody picking it up. And so Dr. Barger stated that their security is doing these patrols. They're doing it in their own personal vehicles, so we don't see them because they're not Lindenwood trucks. Well, I don't care if it's in a truck, a personal vehicle, or on a broomstick. If they could drove through there, they would have seen those piles of trash. There's no reason that I should have to call that in every week to get somebody out there to pick it up. And nothing's been done. Have they been violated? No. If this had been anybody else, there'd have been a violation. And on the up, I'd just like to point out, maybe it was misunderstood. It wasn't our property values going up, because our property taxes are certainly going up. Curse those vets.
Is there anyone else this evening? Oh, yes, sir.
Stuart Lanner, 318 South 29th Street, Belleville. I'm just wondering about this. Is this motion to approve property transfer, is that 12 acres of ground out there that they bought for $1 from Belleville? Is that what that's about? I hope it's not like the dollar school they bought when they bought Belleville West for $1. They didn't buy it for $1. Belleville has been giving them $150,000 a year since 2003, I believe. $150,000 a year, and we got a good many people in Belleville think we bought it, or they bought it for $1. They didn't buy it for $1. We are paying them $150,000 a year to take it off our hands, is what it boils down to. And Robin Jenkins is a suspected drug dealer right across from Franklin School, and she must have the police department in her pocket, because they just can't wait to run over to her house anytime she calls and wants them to come and maybe give her morning coffee. I don't know what they do over there, but she's always calling the police, and they believe everything she says. I thought drug dealing was a pretty serious offense. They claim that's what's leading all these heroin deaths. They get started on these Vicodins and codeine or whatever this stuff is, and then they actually can get Mexican heroin cheaper than this prescription drugs. And the Friday night party for the elites in O'Fallon and the People's Party in Belleville, that's a good contrast between the two parties. The party in Belleville at Fisher's was almost standing room only, and none of this black tie crap. And that shrine project seems stalled out. I went out there the other day and much seems to be happening out there. And these, like that caution sign on 23rd and West Main, I think that's a total waste of money. I don't know who taxpayer probably had to pay for it. Nobody hardly ever uses that. And hospital moves out. Looks like the NGA is gonna not come to St. Clair County. They got more sense than to put $1.5 billion or $2 billion in this hellhole St. Clair County. They can't even run an airport out there without losing $3 or $4 million a year.
Okay, Stuart, as I told you many times, we have no responsibility with the airport. If that's all the city business.
Like I said yesterday, what I said last meeting, we don't live in a bubble in Belleville. What happens in the county also affects Belleville. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. No, hold it. We got time during the meeting. You can respond. We'll get to this. I'm not turning public participation into question and answer. If there's no comments from the citizens, I'm going to close public participation and wait till we get to miscellaneous business you can address, okay? At this point, we go into presentations, recognitions, and appointments. First, would like to recognize the character word of the month, self-discipline. Meaning, think about your words and actions and then make choices, and then making choices that are right. So, once again, the character words are good for us all to think about. The next item I want to just make note of is that Congress designated May as National Military Appreciation Month in 1999 to ensure the nation was given the opportunity to publicly demonstrate their appreciation for the specifics and the successes made by our service members, our men and women, that so positively affect this country, past and present. I just want to make sure that all of us are reminded and that we pause to make sure that whenever you have the opportunity to thank a service persons, because they're there serving us. They're deployed often these days. I just know from my own son, 4 times in the last 5 years he's been deployed. So they're putting themselves out there a lot to serve us, and let's make sure we remember our service personnel. At this time, I move on to appointments. Annually, every May 1st, I have the pleasure of recommending to this council my appointments, my recommendation for approval of the department head and staff appointments for fiscal year 2016 and 17. It is in your packet. It is the same, I believe, as last year. I don't know that anything's changed, but it's in your packet, word for word. And I would at this time, and I left you all a note last Thursday, an email, and I got no phone calls from anyone, if anyone had any questions or comments. So at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve my recommendations for the department heads. So moved. Alderman Kinsella, and seconded by Alderman Seibert. Discussion? Yes, sir.
There's several of these department heads that I work with as being an alderman, and I have all the respect for them. But with this chaos that went on with Lindenwood University, there's several of these department heads that I sincerely question their ability to perform these duties. Therefore, I'm not going to get into specifics and personnel issues here on the floor, but I will be voting not to approve these department heads. Not all of them. There's several of these, and many of them I work with every day. I have a lot of respect for. They do their job. I think their hands are handcuffed. And I think if they were given the ability to do their jobs, things could move pretty smoothly in this city. But this evening, I will be voting no. Thank you.
Certainly, you're right. Anyone else? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella. Aye. Pusa. Aye. Bittner.
No.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wiggington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. I now ask for a recommendation to approve this year's City Council committee appointments for fiscal year 2016-17. It's in your packet. Alderman Seibert making a motion. Do I hear a second? Alderman Pusa, do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wiggington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to reappoint Jim Rokita to serve a 2-year term on the Police Pension Board. Motion by Alderman Tyler. Do I hear a second by Alderman Anthony? Do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner. Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wiggington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. Approval of the minutes of the council meeting April 18th. What's your pleasure? Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Pusa to approve, accept, and file. Discussions, additions, corrections? All in favor of accepting and filing, signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Payroll claims and disbursements. I'd ask for a motion to approve the claims and disbursements in the amount of $2,851,251.92 and the payroll in the amount of $1,147,455.48. What's your pleasure? Motion by Alderman Wiggington, second by Alderman Anthony. Discussion on the payroll claims? Yes, sir.
Just a quick question on, under legal, there's a $23,000, 23,507 expense or payment. Do we know what that is?
Under legal, Jamie, do you know what that is, $23,000?
Those are some of the final payments to the attorney from Chicago to the St. Elizabeth. They were from December and January, but we didn't receive the bills till recently.
Does that look like, is that gonna be it then?
I think
That's it? Well, so we're done with
Yep.
any legal expenses now with St. Elizabeth?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay.
If there's no other questions about the claims or payroll, roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wiggington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. We have a city's attorney's report dated April 28, 2016. I'd ask for a motion to receive and file. Alderman Seibert, do I hear a second? Second by Alderman White. Do I hear discussion? All in favor of receiving and filing signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We go on to oral reports. We have a recommendation from the Board of Police and Fire Commission to approve the hiring of 2 police officers, Kyle M. Wilson and Aaron T. Sparger. What's your pleasure? Motion by Alderman Anthony, second by Alderman Ovian. Boy, I tell you what, I'm having a rough night here. We have a motion and a second to hire these 2. Any discussion? Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wiggington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. These 2 gentlemen will be sworn in tomorrow morning. We have a motion from the Master Sewer Committee. Ed?
On behalf of the Master Sewer Committee, I'd like to make a motion to accept and have Mayor Eckert sign sewer easements with the Don C. Woodrum Trust, Kenneth Michael and Robin Walbacher, and Laborers Local 459.
Motion by Alderman Dillman, second by Alderman Wiggington to approve that motion coming from Master Sewer. Any discussion? Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wiggington. Musgrove.
That motion passes. Alderman Dillman?
I'd also like to make a motion on 11B2, motion to approve low bid for South 11th Street sewer extension to Hanks Excavating and Landscaping for $496,865.
Motion by Alderman Dillman. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Pusa. Do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wiggington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. And Alderman Dillman, you got one more.
11B3, motion to approve property transfer agreement with Lindenwood.
Do I hear a second? Seibert, second. Motion by Dillman, second by Seibert, came from the Master Sewer Committee. Royce, do you want to help me out here and just say a little bit about this so everybody was not at the Master Sewer Committee meeting?
This is
property that we need to complete the pump station for the Phase 4 long-term control plan for removal of a CSO right there at 23rd Street and Railroad Tracks, South 23rd Street. We started working on this thing in July of 2014. Had a few meetings with Lindenwood about the property. First thought was that it was needed, a cost was involved with it to purchase it from them. After some negotiations with them, they required that, in lieu of giving us the property, that we put up some sound barrier walls and a static wall and a certain means of egress from 23rd Street. Other than that, they wish to give us the property.
Property's been estimated somewhere between, could be, by the engineers, could be anywhere from, what,
Engineers, yeah.
25 to 35,000?
Yes, 25 to 30,000.
Okay.
There's no other location we can put this pump station, so we're kind of up against it. I think it was a pretty fair deal from Lindenwood to just give us the property.
So what we're doing here tonight
Other than giving
is
them the
to,
information of what kind of building we're gonna put there and what kind of noise would be coming from it and how often we would be maintaining the pump station. Garrett worked this thing out with them, so.
okay, so it'd be accepting the property with the understanding that we do have to come up with some type of acceptable sound barrier. We don't have any exact numbers. Tim, in committee meeting a while ago, gave a ballpark estimate just based on 40-foot by 8-foot high. Could be approximately somewhere in the range of $13,000 to $15,000, but you can't hold us to that. We don't know an exact yet. But we could have had to buy the property and still do this in some cases. So the motion, at this time, we got a motion, right?
Correct.
And a second already here as well. So at this time, is there any further discussion since Royce made those explanations? Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner.
No.
Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wigington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to enter into an agreement with Word Systems, Inc. for 911 recording software that includes hardware and software updates for a period of 10 years. This was something that during the budget, it was overlooked. We had part of this type of equipment for the 911 dispatch center. This one is something we have to have. We're mandated, right, Chief? And so I ask for a motion at this time. Motion by Alderman Kinsella, second by Alderman Silsby, to enter into this agreement for this software and hardware that we need for the new dispatch system. Well, we would need it here if not, but the new dispatch system. Any questions? Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner. Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wigington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to enter in, this is coming a request from administration, enter into an agreement with Lindenwood University Belleville for a facility use agreement. This deals with us using their facilities for council meetings starting July 1st and for a couple committee meetings and I think zoning as well. We had worked this out, Garrett and I, with the university, so I'd ask for a motion for this agreement that's in your packet. Alderman Wigington makes the motion. Do I have a second? Second by Alderman Ovian. Is there any questions? Yes, sir, Mr. Bittner.
Do we have, for Mr. Garrett, do we have the letter yet from their council allowing citizens to come on their property?
It's contained in paragraph 1.
Anybody else have a question about this particular agreement? And as we know, we will be, there'll be more information coming out real soon. I met with the Impact Strategies again today. We'll have more permanent information, but we should be potentially moving, starting in June, some departments, and we will be certainly having the first council meetings, et cetera, at this location July 1st. Some departments like Anissa's Economic Development, we will come back to you with a revised list of some dates and times at the next council meeting, because we are fine-tuning all this now, and they're making progress. We're looking at and this is not locked in stone, we'll come back to you at the next council meeting with an approval of all these final adjustments, but we're looking at a potential ribbon cutting and open house for Saturday, the 25th of June for the new police station. So don't hold me to it exactly, but that looks like it's going to be the time. They're trying to coordinate all this so that they can get into this building and start the removal of asbestos, et cetera, and get demolition completed and make sure that they're moving along with the good weather so that we can be back in here early January. So the motion here at this time is for the facilities agreement with Lindenwood, so we can move those meetings as stated to their facility starting July 1st. We have a motion and a second? Yes, sir, Mr. White.
Yes, I'd make the motion to approve.
Okay, I think we have a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we had a second, okay. If there's no further discussion, I think that explanation was necessary. Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
No.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dentelman.
Aye.
Seibert. White.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, we go from motion from Ordinance and Legal Review Committee. Let's get the motion on the floor, and then we can have some discussion. Is there a motion? I'd ask for a motion to approve an ordinance, and the ordinance is later in the meeting, approving the discontinuation and abolishment of Belleville Township and the transfer of all rights and powers, duties, and assets, property, liabilities, obligations, and responsibilities of Belleville Township to the city of Belleville. Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Dittelman. Do I hear, we'll open for discussion. And I guess maybe before we even open discussion, I'm going to ask the city attorney to address a few of those questions that were issued.
Well, as you know, the township approved its ordinance in January, and the next step under Article 28 of the Township Code is for you to accept that transfer. The verbiage that's utilized in this title comes straight out of the statute, and it's the relevant sections of Article 28 are set forth in the recitals. At this point, what the city would be doing is assuming all the rights and responsibilities associated with what the township currently provides, effective at the end of the current term, which is May 15th of 2017. And so it also contemplates something later in the agenda, the mayor's appointment of a committee or a task force to make some recommendations to this council, because ultimately between now and the time that you actually assume it, you're going to have to further amend your ordinances to set forth how it's going to be operated and how it's going to function within the city, but it's going to be providing the same services.
One of the questions that came up, Gloria raised, for example, a lot of people don't know, but the township rents the building they're in, so they don't own it. So that question and I think at this point, anything I would say is premature, because that's the purpose of the task force, to sit down with, and I put on the task force as ex officios, certainly Mr. Dennis Cordy, who's been the township supervisor for many, many, many years. I put down Jim Schneider, who is our director of community development, and Dallas being the city and township clerk, that they would be the main ex officios of this group to provide information, data, to listen, and to be a part of the dialogue. Many things have to be worked out. In the packet, do you have one of them? It's in the packet, and I don't have it right in front of me. The task force is my recommendation, you'll see later on in here, is made up of a pretty wide group of individuals who, in many cases, work with the township now from various social agencies, PSOP, the schools, the public health department, these types of people, because the township, as you have heard in the past, has partnered with a lot of these people to help various agencies with support in some ways. What we do see, as Dallas mentioned earlier, you're going to see the elimination of the township board and some of the duplication of services. The decisions will come to the city council and be made when there's a vote to be taken on approving things. And hopefully, once we get all the moves made in the renovations in City Hall, that we'll be able to find space that we already have, we don't have to rent, we'll have more savings, where we can place the township in the future in one of our buildings. And so that's all stuff we're working towards as we make these renovations, and as this task force would get together and sit down and start to talk about their road ahead. Let me say one more thing. I believe we're only the second township in the state right now to make this transition proposed. So there's not a whole lot of, there's some example, but we're relatively still on a new frontier here. And it's a way to streamline and to hopefully do some things that are, we believe are in the best interest of the future. So like I said, we're moving in the right direction, I believe, but there's a lot of decisions, and we got time, and we're not going to rush it. And this task force, with their approval tonight, will sit down with their objective and their list of points to discuss, and then they'll be back in touch with this council, probably on more than one occasion as we get moving forward. I hope that answers some of your questions.
I can answer two more for you. One, there's about $700,000 that's looking to come this way, so that's positive. Another, you asked why it's taken so long for this to happen if it's so obvious. Well, I wasn't elected until 2013, and I've been working on it every day since. So we're here. This is a historic moment. Congratulations to the taxpayers who are going to save a few bucks and get the same bang for their buck, or better bang for your buck, but same services. So it's a great thing.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve this recommendation to be filed as an ordinance, which you see later on in the meeting. We already had the motion, Alderman Seibert. Who seconded? Alderman Diddleman. If there's no further discussion, any questions from the alderman? Roll call.
Hazel. Aye. Kinsella. Aye. Pusa. Aye. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dentelman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
The motion carries. Communications.
15, or 12A, communication from Lindenwood requesting to hold a dance on May 5th, 2016 from 9 p.m. until midnight on the tennis courts. Could I continue with all of it?
I have no problem if nobody else does.
And 12B, communication from Beacon Ministry requesting to hold their 4th annual 5K run-walk on Saturday, July 23rd, 2016.
Do I have a motion to approve? Alderman Consilla, do I hear a second? Alderman Wigington, discussion. All in favor of approving these communications signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We move on. Petitions, we have none. Resolution, I'd ask for a motion to read by title only. Resolution 3264 and 3265. So moved. Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Seibert, to read by title only. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Do you want to read them as a group? Is that okay? Yes. Nobody objects? Go ahead.
14A, resolution number 3264, resolution whereas the city of Belleville Art on the Square is sponsoring their event May 12th through 15th, 2016. 14B, resolution number 3265, a resolution whereas the city of Belleville Wine, Dine, and Jazz is sponsoring their event June 24th through the 25th, 2016.
Motion to approve resolution 3264 and 3265.
Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Pusa. Any discussion? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dentelman.
Aye.
Seibert. White.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to read by title only ordinances number 7949 and 7950.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Silsby. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Diddleman. Do I hear discussion? All in favor of reading by title only signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Let's do
15A.
these separate, okay?
15A, ordinance number 7949 of 2016, an ordinance approving the discontinuance and abolishment of Belleville Township and the transfer of all the rights, powers, duties, assets, property, liabilities, obligations, and responsibilities of Belleville Township to the city of Belleville.
Do I hear a motion? Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Seibert. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Seibert. White.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderman Silsby?
Motion to approve 7950.
Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman White from Traffic. All in favor of reading this by title only signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Did we already do that?
We did that.
We did it. We
Yeah,
read it by title only.
we're ready to
All in favor of approving this ordinance 7950?
I haven't read it. Do we need to read it?
Yeah, you did.
Pro-
Okay, you
I
do need to
haven't
read
read
it.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
then. This is for title only.
We'll just go with it.
Okay.
15B, ordinance number 7950 of 2016, motion to approve an ordinance amending Chapter 52 of the revised ordinances of the City of Belleville, Illinois, as amended by amending portions of sections thereof.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman
ordinance
Silsby and
7950.
second by Alderman White to approve 7950. Discussion on 7950. Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner. Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dintelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wigington. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any unfinished business? Any miscellaneous or new business? Alderman Elmore.
I just wanted to say something about the township dissolution. For years, the citizens and elected officials have asked us about why. Why would we have these township services contiguous with our city limits? I'd like to point out, I think we all know this, but Dallas Cook single-handedly got this successfully off the ground. As clerk, he continually had the recipients of township services first at heart and the taxpayers' savings. And this has been a long, long road for him, and the recipients are our city. And I'd like to personally thank him for all of his extra efforts in doing something that's been discussed for at least 15, 20 years. And thank you, Dallas.
Okay. Anybody else? Motor fuel claims in the amount of
Mayor?
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
I'd like to address,
Okay.
regarding that issue that you brought up.
Speak in the microphone, okay, Raph?
Regarding that issue that you brought up, Ms. Rogie, regarding the extension of 2 years for allowing Rob Noor to go ahead and be given a chance to further deteriorate the neighborhood. If you would have seen the pictures that were taken by the fire department, you would have said, how come it's lasted so long? The gentleman that owns the property basically has owned it for 11 years and has done nothing but patchwork. He is what we call a slum landlord. He cannot go ahead and take care of the property. The property that Lindenwood has rejuvenated has mountains of improvements considering what my constituents in Ward 4 have had to put up with. And to say that this man should be given more time, for what? To go ahead and make the rest of the neighborhood become a slum? Thank you.
And I think, and Mr. Sable, isn't it true, in regards to Rob Noor, we've been dealing with this in court for many years. Yeah, many years. We've been in court. No, Alderman Bittner.
I think you missed the point, Alderman Ovian. The point is that Rob Noor is being taken to court because they're not doing what they were supposed to do. And Lindenwood was supposed to put sprinklers in these homes, and there is no deadline. There is no time limit when this is supposed to be done, and that's the point that's being made. Rob Noor needs to be torn down is what needs to be happening over there. And when those kinds of conditions exist, that needs to be addressed. The city has no problem taking private citizens and tax-paying citizens to court. We do it all the time. I get calls all the time, and housing is on people all the time. But unfortunately, Lindenwood seems to be getting a free ride on a lot of things, and that's what doesn't sit right.
The only thing that I addressed was the 2-year extension. Nothing else. I have nothing else to say other than giving Rob Noor an extension.
That was not the point, and that was not what
Okay.
in my opinion, that's not what she was saying.
Okay, no, ma'am, we're not going back and forth to the public here. No, ma'am. This is the time for the alderman and the council meeting to meet, as you well are aware. Okay, we have motor fuel claims, $1,462.95. Alderman Seibert, make a motion. Second by Alderman White. Discussion on the motor fuel claims. Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner. Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dintelman. Seibert. White. Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd ask for a motion to approve the task force that's in your packet. Somebody have a sheet right here? Are you gonna pull it up here? I can read the names off. What's that?
It's the last page.
Oh, wait a minute, is it right?
Yeah, it's in here. It's at the end.
I didn't take my whole. Okay, the task force I'm asking to approve are the following 9 people. Pastor Corey Hart's pastor at Trinity United Church of Christ. You may be aware, he's been the one that's taken the lead in all the heating and cooling shelters for us. Jerry Hosenstab, the executive director of Catholic Urban Programs, who has been the lead person along with Joe Hubbard for many years in providing the vouchers to help find temporary housing for people. Dr. Jeff Dozier, representing education, superintendent of 201. Barb Holt, executive director of St. Clair County Health Department. Tracy McCullum, immediate past president of Belleville Chamber and a business owner to represent the business sector. Bill Krieb, soon to be retiring, but for 25 plus years, president and CEO of Leslie Bates Neighborhood House, longtime social service advocate. Cheryl Brunsman, executive director of programs and services for older persons. Deacon Doug Boyer was the name coming from the Diocese of Belleville as their representative. And Nichelle Moore, who is an attorney for Catholic Urban Programs, and he also works with Neighborhood Law Office. And then, as I said before, the staff support would be Dennis Cordy, Jim Schneider, and Dallas Cook, at a minimum, unless there's others called. Do I hear a motion to approve the recommended task force? Motion by Alderman Puza, second by Alderman Kinsella. Discussion? Roll call.
If you don't mind, can I just say one thing in here? My one concern about the task force is I don't see anybody on there who's representing the taxpayers. Second of all, what is the difference between being a staff support, ex officio member of a committee versus being actually on the committee? And when I speak of that, of course, I speak of myself and the involvement I've had on this issue for the last 3 years.
Well, I
think
think
I could bring a lot to the table of actually being on the
Well, you're going to
committee.
be there in the meetings. I just think that they're going to make a recommendation, and as we agreed, I decided to not make it a political issue or a political chip. It was that nobody from the township or city government, elected officials, would be on the task force, but you're there to help bring information, bring your points of view, along with the other staff people to listen and to work with these people. I'm not sure where this will go.
I don't think we're talking politics here. I think we're talking taxpayer. And what I'm asking is who represents the taxpayers. Those are great organizations, don't get me wrong.
Well,
but they are all the organizations who receive monies from the
Most
township.
of them live in Belleville.
Well, sure, but I'm looking for somebody who's looking to be a good steward of the funds, with their priority. And it just seems like with those wide array of people who represent different groups, I think it would be good to have, just a Joe taxpayer on there. But that's just my opinion. I feel I'm entitled to that.
We're going
at
to
this
make
point
the meetings
in the game
public.
here.
We'll have them in an area that is handicap accessible and large enough, so if somebody chooses to come and be heard and be voiced, it will be there. I'm sure the media will cover them because this is a whole new adventure. And we'll start that way, and we'll see where it goes.
So then what is the difference between an ex officio, helper to the committee versus actually being on the committee? That's my real question.
Well,
as I thought I was going to be on the committee versus being a staff support, as I read today in the B&D.
Garrett,
It was a little frustrating.
Well, it sounded like what you were recommending was that there were going to be 9 members on the committee, none of which were affiliated directly with the city or the township.
They all receive
But they
money
were
from the
gonna have-
township, every
but
single
they
one
were
of
gonna
those
have
organizations.
support.
Right.
I'm just
So they're
just
pretty affiliated.
clarifying what the mayor had just said. But the difference is an ex officio member is an actual member of the committee, and staff support is not.
Will the committee take votes?
Well, there's going to be a recommendation to come back
Right.
at some point to the
Will I have a vote?
I mean, at this point.
Okay, I think I've made my point. We can carry on. I'm just sorry it's moving that way.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the task force. If there's no further questions, roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
No.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dentelman.
Aye.
Seibert. White.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigington. Musgrove.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. I assure you, we're going to work together, and we're going to be open about this, and we're going to work to get the best results and recommendations back. There'll be many conversations, I'm sure. This is just the beginning. And it's, but my intent was to not make it, well, if you put, one person on here, then you gotta put, and all of a sudden we're making it a political
Well, you could just
football.
put the person who's put this forward on there. That
Well,
would probably
I-
make sense,
we-
but
we-
we'll move on.
Okay. I mean, Dallas, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you, but we started talking a year before the last election about doing this.
Oh, don't lie. Don't
I'm
do
not
that right
lying.
here.
It's the truth.
That's a lie. I wouldn't believe it. You could have done it any time.
Well,
That's just not true.
okay.
A lie's a lie, and that's one.
This time I'd ask for a motion to go in executive session to discuss collective bargaining. I think it's the only thing we have tonight, right? We have a motion to go in executive session. Alderman Pusa, second by Alderman Kinsella. Do I hear any questions about going into executive session for that purpose? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll give us just a little bit, we have an item to talk about in executive session. I do need Jamie, Jim Schneider, and I think that's it, isn't it, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in open session. And at this time, as I mentioned before, there was a noted on the agenda a possible motion. I would ask for a motion to approve a successor collective bargaining agreement between the City of Belleville and the Teamsters Clerical Union Local 50 for May 1st, 2015 to April 30th, 2019. Contemplates annual raises of 2%, 2%, 2%, and 3% the fourth year. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Alderman Kinsella, second by Alderman White. Discussion. There's no further discussion. Roll call.
Hazel. Kinsella. Pusa. Bittner. Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Silsby. Dentelman. Seibert. White. Elmore. Wigington. Musgrove.
Motion carries. I entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Motion by Alderman Tyler, second by Alderman Elmore. All in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.